Welcome to episode 24 of The Inside Bite. I'm your host, Tim Schaefer. I'm here with my co-host, Rudy. How's it going this week?
Hey, Tim. I'm all right. Actually, let me backtrack. I'm not all right. This has been a rough week.
Rough month, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes, I use Facebook so much. Sometimes I feel like 90% of my posts are like positive things. And then I just get into a funk sometimes. Oh my God, it's been rough. Today was the worst. Oh my God.
Okay, I saw the tail end of this and I don't know what you want to
clarify which
say.
One.
Okay,
no,
there was a post where you like posted your wife and some, but I saw that and that was
right.
it. And then you made some new post on like, oh my God, I just can't. And I had no idea why, what.
So let me explain. Let me explain what happened here. I won't, say any names or anything, but I'll give you the surface level. By the way, the last few weeks being rough has nothing to do with this person, but this is just a different thing. Anyway, I posted a picture of my wife that she had posted. I thought was a nice picture. So it's just a little appreciation post, nothing crazy. Yeah. Okay, so I posted it. Can't wait to hang out with her, whatever. Okay. Now, the comments went kind of the way you would expect. Her friend saying nice things about her. My friend saying nice things. No problem. Okay. So I go to sleep that night and I wake up the next morning. And this dude he used to be my neighbor like years and years and years ago when I used to live at my parents' house. Haven't talked to this guy in a long time. You have Facebook friends sometimes that are just there. That have been there for a long time and you just don't even interact with them. Anyway, he comments something like, God, this is so cringy. Anyway, he's like, besides her tattoos and her choker and her nationality, she looks very nice or something. I'm like,
wait.
Yeah, you heard me right. I was like, wait, what'd you say? So he said tattoos, like in the picture, you could see she has a tattoo on her forearm, right?
Okay.
Then he says choker. She's wearing a scarf. So I don't really know how that's a choker, but okay. And then the weirdest one, the nationality. Like, okay, so what do you mean by that
just
exactly?
Being like straight out racist?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. And so when I first saw this, mind you, these days I try to be pretty civil on Facebook, obviously, with my job and everything. I don't want anything bad on Facebook. Yeah. But that really did kind of annoy me. I'm like, who comes onto someone's post and says that? Like that's like
so far out there. It's like actually funny though.
I know.
What even is happening?
I have no idea what he was even thinking. But anyway, after he posted that, I wrote something back like, hey, like what's your problem? Why are you gonna come on my post and write that? Like you don't even know her at all. This is way not the right way. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I basically just kind of like chastised him for it. And I left it alone. I was like, okay, whatever. But then I came back like a few hours later and there was a bunch of people commenting like, what is wrong? In a not so nice way. I'll keep it nice for this, but they were saying things to him like what's your problem? What are you doing? What the F is your, stuff like that.
Does he reply at all ever?
So he doesn't for a while, for a few hours. And then now I'm kind of like, now that my wife saw it, she called me and she's like, what is this? Like, why is this guy come? I don't even know who this is. Like, I could tell it bothered her because it was a random person. Had it been like one of my friends joking with her, that probably would have been different. But she doesn't even know this person. So now I'm kind of like really actually annoyed about it. So I come back one more time. I say something a little not as nice this time. And I'm like, basically, you're going to come back here and apologize or what? And then everyone's jumping on. Yeah, are you? And then he finally comes back and he's like, oh, sorry. I was just joking. I didn't mean anything by it. And I was like, come on, dude. Like, I just deleted him after that and blocked him. I was like, I'm not dealing with this guy. But anyway, that was very strange. Never had anything like that happen before. Usually people, have some sense of, I guess, respect.
But if it was like, jokey, it would have been like worded differently.
Oh, it totally would have been. And the way I know for sure is that it wasn't a joke is because my cousin, who was kind of like a hothead a little bit, he messaged him after. And basically saying like, don't ever do that again. What's your problem? Whatever. That's disrespectful. And then he reverted back to his racist quips and things like that. So that's how I knew right away. No, this isn't like a error in judgment.
My brain, where I'm just like, wait, what? Is like, how many people there are in the world and and Facebook and all of that. Like, so every time you see anyone of any color on page, is this stuff you just say to? So
I'm truly baffled.
Thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. Like, how do you even have an account at this point? Like,
dude, I truly don't get it. But if I if I was younger, I probably would have handled this very differently. And I still had friends calling me, wanting to do it the way that we would do it in the past. If you catch my drift, like, come on, I'm beating you right now, Rudy. Let's go. I'm like, all right, hold on, guys, hold on. I can't do that anymore. You know, that's.
But it's just so way out in the open.
It is, man. So
it's like,
anyway, that was super cringe, but it's whatever. I never block anyone, by the way. This is like the only person on my block list. I was like, I'm blocking this guy. But no, on another note, not to go too long, but the reason why I say it's been a rough week or rough month, let's say, is this school year is just really tough. I know last school year was somewhat tough, but this is even harder, and I would have never imagined that because the kids are back in school. But that's exactly the point. They were out of school for so long. They come back now, and it's like, man, it's like we're starting from square one again. It's like they don't know how to act, and we're like in that.
I was wondering, like their behaviors are just way wild. Okay,
out of control. A lot of their guardians, their empathy for teachers is kind of at a low point, so they're not really working with us as much as they should either. So you have that too. What I will say is the school itself, that's the least of my concerns right now. Like they've been pretty hands off with us this year, you know, kind of let us do our job, which is great. It's the other stuff though, man. I would have never imagined last year that this year would be more difficult than last, but here we are. So, because we're in like that middle.
My biggest worry of like wanting to be a teacher is like dealing with all of that side of things. But I don't want that to like crush my dreams.
No.
You know,
it's like I said,
it's hard not to because I'm always just hearing. I don't know. Like I've got different family members or friends or whoever. Maybe it's just that thing that like parents will like rant about their kids and just say the negative just so they can get it out of their system. But genuinely, they really like it. I hope it's in that vein.
I think it is that sometimes. And again, this is most definitely not normal. Like this is not in a normal year. I might maybe have one or two issues with a parent upset about something. Very rarely. This year, like it's different.
Everyone says you give a kid too low of a score that they deserve, and then you have a parent complaining and calling up the school and trying to talk to you and trying to debate it and all of that. Like that stuff's always going to happen, and that stuff is always just like, oof.
It's so weird. That's why, you know, all you can do, and I'm sure they'll tell you this in any job, is just have some way to back up. Like, okay, well, you think your son got too low. Well, I have right here. Here's his test. You know, here's how he did. Here's his data. You know, and then there's not really much they can say past that. But we're in this weird in between zone this year. It's like we're not all online, right? But we're not all the way there either. So we're kind of like in this gray area, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm just really hoping next year can just be a normal year. But I don't know. I don't want to say it too soon because I thought this year was going to be a normal year, and here we are. So. No clue, man. But yeah, it's been rough lately, but we'll get through it. Jeez.
Are you having to deal with like, okay, you got kids in your class right now who are online only? Do you have that right now?
I have, and that's like unprecedented this year. It's not normal. I have one kid who's an online only kid. So
now you have to make everything for also online access for that one kid.
Just for the one kid. It's
you got like double the work.
It's rough, man.
Anyway, okay.
But the number one thing is the chairs too. Like they're all in rows right now, which doesn't really lend itself well to being a teacher that tries to do fun things. It's like, okay, you're all in rows. Here you go. I mean, it's just boring, you know? Like I like groups and Tim's having a problem with this kid at his group. Let me just move Tim to this group and move this kid to this group. Easy. Moving chairs right now is like a pain because every time you move one, it's very difficult because they're in rows, like I said, right? So
I got you.
Anyway, it's a whole thing, but we're almost to Christmas break, so that's what I'm looking forward to. Anyway, that was a mouthful. How about you? What's going on with you?
I'm about to start at this new job at like post office stuff, and it's getting just really cringy because they're taking forever. I don't know if that's just like a normal because it's like a federal job, and that's just how it goes. But basically, they were needing like a bunch of information, including like school transcripts, which doesn't make any sense. It's not like you need to like graduate to become a postman or anything. But I guess because they ask and then I supply, but then apparently it's not. ITT where I went to, they don't exist anymore, so they're having a nightmare trying to get my transcripts just to prove that I graduated and all of that. But they eventually like sent an extra form that had to like agree so they could get it from another source. That all agreed. But again, that was like a month ago. that they were like, yeah, everything's good. I went up, got fingerprints, all that, signed to agree to the job and all that. And then, like, here we are, and it still hasn't started yet. I was just emailing this other dude that I found that was related to the jobs just to try to contact somebody. He contacted HR to try to figure out what's going on. And then I've been on this back and forth with them for, like, the last 2 weeks. But it sounds like I'm going to be starting in, like, the next few days is what they said. Finally. So hopefully it's finally happening. But, yeah. So I've just been dealing with that cringe.
Yeah,
but it just sucks because again, it's just been limbo for so long, and I'm like running out of resources.
Of course, yeah. Like, it's been a few months at least, right? Since you switched over. Yeah, that sucks, man. Well, hopefully they can get you started this week. That's not a bad job either. I mean, everyone I know who does that job actually quite likes it. So
yeah. It should be good once it starts. But yeah,
great.
That's my life story there. I wanted to go into our little intro segment here. What is your cilantro ingredient equivalent in the video game world?
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by that is, there's like some people that will eat cilantro and it tastes like soap to them and they just absolutely despise it. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but it's actually something like confirmed within our DNA of like people, it's straight up tasting like soap to certain people and there's nothing they can do about it.
It's interesting.
And somehow it's linked to these certain gene pool that equates to that, but also this goes really, really wild. But look into it because I'm purposely not going to spell it all out, but apparently it has something to do with like people's IQ on like if they do or don't like cilantro and all of this mess. And there's been a lot of studies by a bunch of different colleges trying to like get to the nitty gritty of it all. Anyway,
which way does it go?
Goes down this crazy rabbit hole. I will just say you're on the positive side if you like cilantro.
Oh, okay. Whew, thank God. I was scared. I was like, shoot, I'm about to say I like cilantro. I don't know which way that puts me in.
Okay. And I'm always just like, oh, man, I love cilantro. And I was worried myself, too. Wait, where does this go? And I had to do digging just for that one solution alone. But it goes way wilder than you can imagine. So
right.
Good luck on that. But all that aside, basically, what is the one thing that they could add to a video game to where you're just completely turned off or you're completely turned on to wanting to play it, all because of one thing that they add to the system? And the best thing that somebody can give an example for is like a card system in a video game.
Oh my God.
I don't like dealing with card systems. So once I hear that or see that, I bounce out. And it really takes a lot of convincing for me to even give it a shot.
Yep. I literally was just going to say that, but I have a few in my head, so I'll pick another one. But yeah, cards is one, although there's an exception. The voice of cards I really did like that actually. But otherwise,
I can think of an exception or two too, but again, of course, it usually is an instant nah, I'm out.
Yeah, that was going to be my top one. And then again, there's always exceptions, but I think just the roguelite nature of games, I just can't. It's not my thing. I don't know. I like progression. I like feeling like I'm making some even in Dark Souls, if I die 20 times in a row and I haven't moved from the bonfire mat, I still feel progression because I feel like getting better at that game is so important. Like in a roguelite or roguelike game, I don't feel that at all.
That starts you from the very beginning. You're just starting from a bonfire. That's normal video game stuff. That's like, oh, you're going through a level, you die, you start at the beginning of the level. Okay, that's normal.
Yep.
That's nothing special there. We're talking about games that just straight up start you from the start.
From the very beginning. Yeah, the fact that Hades has been talked about so highly, people rave about it. And the fact that I haven't really spent a lot of time with it tells you everything you need to know. Like, I don't know. That idea doesn't... Again, Returnal was the only one recently that got me. Otherwise, I can't. I downloaded Rogue Legacy the other day because everyone raves about that game too. I played it for maybe 20 minutes and I was like, I can't. I was like, I got so far and I started again. I can't.
Yeah,
I know that's
the
point of the game, but I can't do it, man. So that's probably mine.
I mean, that's mine too. Now, I did start playing Hades and I didn't enjoy it for the longest time. I eventually flipped to the other side and was like, no, it is really good. But I'm like, okay, it's good. I still don't think it's like amazing because it's still I'm restarting.
That's the kind of game it is.
And I can only go for like an hour or two, and I'm just like, all right, I've done nothing here. Now Hades will give you some stuff. It even does a better job than Returnal does in terms of like you get the ethers in Returnal. Well, in this you get materials. You get even more than that. that you can use towards permanent things. So that's the only reason I'm like, okay, I kind of like it. But if you didn't have that system in it, I would love it because everything else is fantastic about it.
If it was just like Bastion or Transistor, just a straightforward game.
It can be super, super hard, but once I beat a level, I just want to be done with it. I don't want to keep repeating it. It gets very tedious and boring for me. I don't care how good the game is when I'm playing the same level for the, 25th time. I'm like, I'm over this.
Yeah, because in those
I've seen it before. Why do I want to see it again?
Yeah. In those Souls-like games, like you said, you try 5 times, but you finally beat the boss and you move on. That's it. Now you can continue. So that's I think we agree the roguelike and the card stuff. I just can't get behind for some reason. So
I can't really think. Those were my 2. I can't think of another one.
How about to the opposite effect? How about a positive thing? Is there anything?
Okay.
I'm trying to think. That's a harder one to think of for me. I guess one thing I think of right away, and it's not really that specific, just a fast, if you're playing a shooter, let's say a first-person shooter, I like first-person shooters. If they have like a super fast movement going on, I like that way more. Like that draws me in quick. Like Doom or something.
Hook, right?
That's another one, of course.
Hook, I'm in. Yeah.
That's definitely a huge one there. But any sort of like Quake, Doom, like games like that where your movement is super quick and twitchy, I really love that kind of stuff pulls me in right away.
Yeah, that works for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some people hate that.
Some people despise that. I think that's why I'm better at Halo than, let's say, Call of Duty or something, because Halo's like the shooting is a little faster. You had to move a little faster there. So, but yeah, I definitely know people who absolutely cannot play games like that. They just hate games like that. Super fast moving. When I watched it, by the way, this is a tangent, but real fast. When I watched some reviews for Doom Eternal, I could not even get through the reviews because they were playing it so wrong at times. I don't know. The enemy, like the Marauder is a big enemy. It's one thing to suck, and it's another thing to at least do what you're supposed to do. Like the Marauder is the enemy in Doom Eternal that so many people complain about. The Marauder has an axe. And he has he can shoot out these dogs, right? And what he does is he comes near you, he dodges quick, he moves very fast. If you stay, the Doom Eternal tip thing tells you, stay at a medium distance from him. Because if you get too close, he swings his axe. If you get too far, he launches the dogs at you, right?
Okay.
So you stay at a medium distance from him. And it's very simple. There's like a little green light that appears. It makes like a little ding sound. And then he goes to swing the axe. That's when you're supposed to shoot him real quick. And it stuns him. That's it. And people were like losing their minds. This enemy breaks up the flow of the game and blah, blah. So I watched the review of the guy who was complaining about him, and he's just fighting him the complete wrong way. He's just like holding down the machine gun on him, and he's sending dogs at him. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, of course you're gonna hate this enemy because anyway, you just follow the instructions. It's pretty clear cut. So.
Actually, don't they tell you? They do.
They always tell you.
They force you to even battle against them, don't they? And they tell you how to fight against them, and then you fight against them.
That's literally exactly what they do. Like the very first time you see when he comes out of the portal, he's all menacing, and then they say, stay a medium distance. They give you recommendation weapons, and all you have to do is he goes to swing the green thing, you shoot shotgun, and then you switch to the ballista. Shotgun, and you get a few hits in, and you do that a few times and kill them. And people were just so upset about that one.
The Game Awards just happened last week, and there's a lot. Okay. First of all, before we go into what all they announced and all that, it's like an E3 in terms of announcements, which is insane. Now, this is a Game Awards, so I want to hear your overall thoughts, because this is a big one here where people are so on the fence one or the other on just hating it or liking it because, it's a Game Awards where the awards kind of mindset.
Right.
I see where people are coming from when it comes to their complaints on saying, hey, I want a Game Awards. I want them listing awards, and I want to be focused on that. And why is there so many advertisements? Why is there so many... The advertisements, first of all, I get. You have to have advertisements. You have to show that big because you have to pay for it. And what's the point of doing all this if they're not making money? Yeah, we still live in the United States. They're still all about making money, okay? That's not going to go away tomorrow. We have to kind of accept that as a reality, whether we like it or not, that people are doing things to make money. That's just I don't know, that's life in our world right now. So I can't really I'm not going to go there with it, getting mad because advertisement. What can we really do about that? And we're going to complain about it every day of our lives.
Can't do anything about that. I mean, it is what it is on that part.
Yeah. But the other part is them not focusing enough on the awards. That I get. But what's the best route here? I mean, if they focus nothing on straight awards, do as many people watch it, and it does become as big of a show?
Right.
Is that should that even be a worry? Should we be like, okay, well, it's the Game Awards though. We want Game Awards of the time they spent on the show itself, outside of the trailers and ads and just like maybe it's 10% is actually awards. And I do agree, hey, kind of do 50-50 at least. Do focus more on the awards, but then also still show new stuff. But I feel they did lean a little too hard on showing new stuff and not enough on the awards and all that. And yeah, I can go there. But I will say overall, forget everything, I thought it was amazing because of all the announcements that we got.
Right.
And I'm this type of person that I'm a very hype train type of guy. Like,
sure,
let's go. Oh my God, this was shown. Oh my God, this was shown. And just being really excited, new things getting shown to me that I didn't know about, and just the excitement over the industry as a whole. I love all of this stuff. So you could call it whatever you want to call it. If you give me this, I'm going to be happy. So over anything else, I was happy. I was good, right? But I understand the side wanting more awards out of a Game Awards show. So it's a little struggle there with me on like, how would I want it? I'd want it the way it happened. I'd be okay with that.
I'm not all the way to one side where I say, I don't care about the awards at all. Bring on the trailer. I do think the award part is cool. I like that. Okay. But on the other hand, I don't want it to be completely focused on awards either. I do like the trailer stuff too. This feels like another E3, right? So I think a good solution could maybe be to avoid doing this whole, I'm glad you guys liked the Hellblade 2 trailer. And now, real quick, Family Game goes to, like, I don't like when they do that, where they rush through it real fast. So I think a good solution could be this. Let's maybe make the show not be, first of all, it doesn't have to be that large first, because I guarantee you lose people with a 4-hour show. That's the first thing. And secondly, let's limit the number of awards. You don't have to go crazy. Let's get obviously the game of the year, best action game, best art direction. Like you can do 5 or 6 awards instead of rushing through them. Take a good amount of time for those 5 or 6, like really take a good 10-minute chunk for those 5 or 6. And then the rest, trailers and hype stuff that we all get excited about. And then I think
I'm going to interrupt you here. They would say an award, but because it was in a different flow in the moment, the guy didn't even come up. The guy didn't even accept it, even though he won the award. But then another guy wins an award, but because the show deemed more acceptable for him to go up at that moment, now he's walking up and getting the limelight and getting the recognition.
Right.
But then you have other people getting just as important as awards, and they don't even get to walk up on stage.
Yeah, it's not fair.
That's a bit disrespectful. What's the difference there other than them trying to focus on the flow? So I think that's crappy. But if they did what you're saying, to where they can segment it better and they can actually do less of them but focus more time on them, you wouldn't have this problem.
I didn't pick It Takes Two as my game of the year, even though I thought it was a great game. But when he went up there and he accepted it, I wasn't mad about it. I was genuinely excited for him because clearly I loved his energy. Like he was so into what, going up there and accepting and everything. So that was really cool to see. I want to see it like that more often. The girl who won the Resident Evil 8, the actress one, she was another good one. She was genuinely very happy and excited to go up there. So that's the kind of things I want to see. I don't want to see the quick 2-second, run up there and go down. So
Yep.
I don't know. I guess we'll see if they make any changes. I don't know. It seems like every year it's getting bigger and bigger. So
it sounds like video games in general. There just needs to be some balance in here.
Yeah, for sure. Some pacing. Because, man, the musical guests, apparently people were a little happier with this year. I know usually people complain a lot about a lot of them, but it seems like people really like that Sting thing at the beginning. And I love the orchestra at the end. That was really cool how they do that with all the games. That's always cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was the best little music piece with me. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I didn't see the whole thing. So I don't know if there was other musical guests that I missed, maybe.
There was this Imagine Dragons piece, and I do think that they are kind of cringe. A lot of people
really make fun. They're like the new Nickelback, I feel like. Like people just make fun of them all the time.
It's not like they're not talented. They're talented. It's just, how do we put it? You remember when like dubstep was really popular?
Yes,
that's all anyone ever did. It's like this band is like the equivalent of just like whatever's popular right now, just everything thrown into one basket. And just thrown back at you.
I will say, I don't listen to Imagine Dragons, but every time I hear a new song from them on the radio, I am somewhat impressed that each song sounds different it sounds way different. I'm like, how are these guys doing all these different kinds of songs? But maybe it's what you're saying. They're just kind of like running with the trends, whatever sounds appealing at the time. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't sound original or different. It sounds like
people rag on them so hard. Those poor guys.
Listen to whatever's popular right now, and that's what the latest song's gonna be.
I just feel like I wonder if like bands like Imagine Dragons, when they're by themselves, like, do they ever talk about this? Like, damn, why does everyone hate us?
I'm sure they realize, but they're also so big. Like, if I was them, I wouldn't be getting bothered by it. Like, even if I understood the criticism, maybe even agreed with it, it's more like, okay, well, but I'm successful and I'm doing what I like to do, so why do I care?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know if that's their attitude or not, but that would be my attitude.
Well, I'm just saying, sometimes it doesn't matter how big you are. You'll see 100 positive comments. You see that one negative one, and it'll get you, right? Yeah. So you never know, but anyway.
But I'm never going to say they're not talented. That's stupid. I mean,
they clearly are. They clearly are. They know what they're doing. So
that's the thing. Like, Nickelback, like they're actually average on like their skill level. So I don't want to say they're not bad, but like they know how to play, technically correct and all of that. But
yeah.
Anyway, going into the show itself, okay, yes, there was basically a ton of announcements. It almost feels bigger than E3, especially now that I was going through and seeing everything. This is huge.
Yeah,
there's
it's
lot,
really big.
a lot.
There's a lot here.
I don't know. In general, they need to kind of like kick it back. Hey, even if we don't get as much of announcements, they need to. He's going too big where it's lasting too long. People are getting like people don't want to watch it all, and I don't.
Yeah, it's getting huge.
You could cut out like I don't know. Some of these things are not even that big, and you could just focus on I guess the bigger stuff. But then people are going to complain that there's not enough smaller stuff and indie stuff. I don't know. You can't please everyone.
Of course.
Good luck on them. If it was me, it'd be hard for me to figure all of this out too. So I get it.
Yep.
So
he's got the pros helping him, I'm sure, to make it the best show it can. So who knows? Maybe next year we'll see what happens next, I guess.
All right. Well, the first announcement here was Tunic. Do you remember what Tunic even is?
Yes, I just pulled it up again to take a look again, and I see that there's a demo you can download, so I'm going to download it.
Yeah.
Try it out.
I've played it. There's now they updated the demo, so to my understanding, but I have yet to play it, it's the same as the older demo, but now with more content. The newer version of the demo, like the progress they have made on it, but it's still in the same section of the game. Plus more before and after or whatever like that, plus added content to it.
Looks like a cool game.
I'm saying this to say when I played the original one, I really, really liked it. I love it, actually. It's very much just like an old Zelda game. So
Sure.
I thought it was great. Did you ever play that other older Zelda indie game that they made where it's a lot like A Link to the Past?
Blossom Tales?
Yes.
I
Not
checked
Blossom
it out.
Tales,
I didn't beat it.
Blossom something. I didn't beat it, but I played like the first hour or two, and I was like, ooh, this is really good. And then I just dropped it for whatever stupid reason. And I always wanted to go back to it. Anyway.
Right.
But yeah. This Tunic, though, I think it's better. This Tunic, it actually feels like high-end game. Like it's a studio with a lot of like talent and money. And
sure,
it's not just good ideas, but its presentation, execution is like top tier as well.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks really beautiful. I love the art style of this game. It looks really nice. So I'm going to try out that demo.
But yeah, March 16th, Xbox and PC. Next up, Square Enix's upcoming collaboration with Platinum Games, Babylon's Fall, will be released on March 3rd, 2020.
Wait, can I say something about this game real quick? Because I don't know what happened with this game. When it was first announced, the very first time, I was like, oh, this gives me Nier vibes. I can't wait. This looks really cool. Then they came out later on, and they're like, it's a live service game now. And I'm like, what happened? And now I've just like lost interest. So I don't even know if I should.
No, I'm with you. It actually looks bad. Like actually bad. I don't like it at all. I'm very turned off from it. I don't want to play it.
So unfortunate.
I mean, I don't know. I'll check out the reviews when it comes out, but I'm not even remotely sold on it.
It sucks, man.
It looks pretty bad. So
I don't know why everything has to be freaking live service, but here we are.
It's like basically Anthem, right? You first see it. Oh, that's really cool. And then it just downhill from there.
Anthem. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse. That's what I remember from Anthem. How upset I was with that game. My god.
Yeah. But this is that. This is like, we're doing it completely the worst direction you could possibly think of. A cool idea just gone terribly wrong. All right,
pretty much.
Evil West gets first gameplay showing in 2022 launch window. There's cool. A lot here, so I'm going to be some of these. I'll just be kind of like listing and not saying anything more, just because there's so much. So if you have something to say, jump in. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep listing.
Sounds good.
Have a Nice Death, an action roguelike game announced with no release date. Multiplayer Texas Chainsaw Massacre game announced, no date. King of Fighters 15 adds newcomer Cronin to the roster.
Okay.
Quantum Dream reveals Star Wars Eclipse, a narrative action game set in the High Republic era, no release date. This is the first big wow for me.
I want to talk about that one because I had heard the rumor a while ago, but I didn't think it was a real thing. I love Quantum Dream. Every one of their games that I've played, I've really enjoyed. They've only gotten better and better. So the fact that they're like Star Wars, that's super exciting to me. So can't wait to hear more about this whenever that is.
Now, I mean, technically, Heavy Rain was like crazy good, and the one after that was bad. The Beyond Two Souls. I do think that wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
The one directly after that, the Detroit Become Human, went back to being like
awesome,
best thing they've done.
Love that game. And let's still remember the fact that game came out a few years ago now. I can't remember how many years ago, but the fact that their flowchart was so advanced and nothing else has come even close to that at this point is just nuts. That's awesome.
I mean, it's one of these games I don't know if anyone really can like it. All there's games that come out in like the 90s, early 2000s that just do Mass Effect, right?
Right.
No one still has done that amount of work towards like a trilogy release of like games.
Yeah, you're right.
Working that well with each other, plus just the amount of like lore and universe building and all that. Like nothing comes close to the amount of attention to detail there. So
totally agree.
That Quantum Dream is there with that Detroit Become Human. I mean, I don't know if anybody will ever go to that level.
It was outside of
maybe
good.
what they themselves do again.
Yeah,
who knows? But
great game, man.
Anyway, but this looked incredible. They didn't show too much. We still don't know like a lot. But do you know High Republic or Republic? So basically, this game takes place 200 years before the movies start.
Before the first movie?
Yeah. Before episode 1,
before episode 1 even. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little before that. So you're not going to have like
you're not
Luke
have
and Leia and anything. You may have Yoda, but
that's fine. I'll think about that game in 2 more years or whatever when it comes out.
But I'm actually happy about that because I'm getting tired of them just focusing on the same characters. And I just want to see Star Wars itself just flesh out more.
Yeah, agreed.
Because all the movies, it's all based around the Skywalker saga, basically, right? From beginning to end.
It always ties back to
9 movies. Yeah. So it's going to be nice to have a break from all that.
Yep.
The first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which hits theaters March 31st. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks good. The first one caught me off guard, and this one looks pretty good, so I'm definitely going to go watch again. I love Idris Elba is Knuckles. That's really cool. I love that Tails is in it. It just looks like the perfect movie to go watch with the kids and have a good time, so looking forward to it.
I have a disappointment on it, but it's kind of my own fault. But
sure.
Well, no, I blame them. Never mind. Okay, at the end of the first movie...
Blame them.
No, it is their fault. At the end of the first movie, they go into that bit where he finally goes into the other world.
Yes.
And it's like a Sonic 2 sort of world or whatever.
Oh,
and it's like cartoon and da-da-da. So what I was hoping was like, we can finally get like a more cartoon movie version thing and it not be so live action in a city and the back and forth between like humans and Sonic and all that dynamic. I was hoping for a more it just being in the Sonic world itself the majority of the movie.
I see.
But then when the trailer came out here, it's clearly not. It is just more of in the real world and Sonic in the real world and these characters in the real world.
Right.
I was hoping for the opposite of that, but whatever. It still looks good outside of that, but I was
they did kind of tease us a little bit though. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I want to see it. So
Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate comes to PC on Epic Game Store December 16th.
God, only took a year and a half.
Some good money for that.
Jeez, I can't believe it took this long. I loved that game, but I'm probably not going to play it again anytime soon, so probably skip.
Yeah, it's coming to PC. It's taken forever. And so we were thinking, what? Okay, a year exclusivity.
That's what I thought.
This is like almost 2 years or something.
When did it dropped in, what was it? April or
it was March. It was March.
Was it March?
So that's March 2020.
March 2020. So we're talking about a year and 8 months. Jeez.
Basically almost 2 years shy of like
a year and 9 months. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. What a strange window of time. Like,
that's too long. Like at this point, I'm like, I guess we've just played it elsewhere, or we just stopped caring, or whatever the case is. They've already waited forever for it to come out, and then it only ends up being like the first part. I mean, it's super well done. I'm not crapping on it at all.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I'm just saying, like, hey, it is only the first part of the game. They waited years and years and years, and then they have to wait close to another 2 years just to PC. It's a bit much.
It's crazy. Well, hopefully the people who are just starting to play it now on PC for the first time, they'll play it, and then maybe a year from now we'll get the next part or something. Maybe we'll have to wait as long as we've all been waiting.
Did you play the integrate part
at
all?
Okay, yeah. I really liked it, actually. I will say, we were talking earlier about the cilantro ingredient thing, right? In integrate, I didn't like playing the little mini game at all. Like, I guess I just don't love.
I loved it.
I know some people.
I spent hours on it. In general, I don't know if I ever got your thoughts like on the game. What did you even think of it?
Yeah, so I loved it, man. I know that part of me. Final Fantasy VII is not my favorite one, but that does not mean that I don't have a huge, love of this game. It's my second favorite one. So when I first started, man, I was like, I can't believe this is a real thing. I'm super excited. I went all out. I bought the freaking most expensive collector's edition, all that stuff. I was like way into it.
Yeah.
And that didn't let up. Like the whole way through, I was like, this is awesome. I can't believe how good this is. Even the stupid side quests that were pretty boring, even then I'm still playing. I'm just looking at the characters and the world and everything. I'm like, this is amazing. And then I finished it and I did everything you could do. I fought all the summons, all that stuff. And then when I finally put it down, I was like, that was awesome. I can't wait for the next part. And then Integrate came out, and I gotta say, at first I wasn't really that excited. I'm like, this doesn't really look that great, whatever. But after playing it for 20 minutes, I was back in again. I was like, oh, this is awesome again. Except, like I said, the mini game didn't really do much for me. But everything else, I was like, this is great. Only thing that sucks for me is I haven't played some of the Final Fantasy VII spinoffs at all. Like, I never got around to them. So some of the stuff doesn't really make sense to me like it would for those people.
Now's not the time because it's going to take way too long.
Yeah, it's too hard now. But
I do know everything and all of it, and I'm way down the rabbit hole. And that's why it's, again, it goes between that and Metal Gear Solid 4, but they both kind of have the same thing there to where, like, it does take the other games into factor, and it's really important that you know Metal Gear lore as a whole. Yep. So you really understand every little character and everything in the past and all these weird turns and tricks and all this crazy crap.
Sure.
Final Fantasy VII is the same sort of deal here, especially with this remake. They are going in an insane direction. And if you did know all the background and all the other games and stuff like that, your mind would be so entirely right now.
I tried to look into it a bit, but again, I didn't play them.
It's
insane.
Not the same. It's insane.
But either way, I'm super excited. Can't wait to see what happens next. And I just loved it. That battle system, I couldn't believe how well they pulled it off. I thought, there's no way. Come on, it's got to be classic. Let me have classic. And then when they come out with this, and I was like, oh, wow, they actually found a good way to do the ATB gauge. And
they added this classic bit to it, and you can play it the old way. But I didn't even want to, which shocked me.
Yeah, same.
Because once I actually saw it played, I'd much rather have the new way. So
agreed.
That's cool.
So,
yeah.
I was really impressed, man. It was a pretty awesome game. So
I just feel way too biased and fangirly on the game. I don't know how to see it critically. I don't even try. So it's really hard. Like, I don't even know how to, like, that year, like, do I say it's my favorite game of the year? I mean, in my head, it's like my favorite thing I've ever played on planet Earth. All of that. But I just know way too much about its lore, and I care about it way more than I feel I even should, and all of it. Like,
I totally get it. If I was to give my own assessment of it taking my, personal feelings aside from it. Again, when I played the game, I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. But, being a little more removed from it than you are, I could say it's probably like a 8.59 game. I don't think it's perfect. I think it has some issues. There's some things like, for example, like the side quests, they could definitely fix these weird, like the game looks so beautiful. And then behind Cloud's head, the textures on the door look like freaking crap, stuff like that.
Well, all that's fixed now though,
Oh, is it? Okay. I haven't revisited. So I don't know.
Well, when you play the integrate on PS5,
yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right.
The issue anymore.
They were much better. I just didn't know if they went back and fixed the original. But even that aside, the side quests.
Oh, so you only play the integrate part? You didn't? Yeah. Okay. So when you go and replay the original, yes, it's also to the new quality.
I didn't replay the whole game, so I just did integrate on PS5. So that also obviously. Probably changed things. But again, I absolutely love the game, but I don't look at it as like a 10 game. I think there's some little things.
Yeah, I don't either though. If I do try to think critically, I don't. It's just the side quests. They're just really dumb.
Yeah, they're not good.
But that's it. Everything else is
everything else
is good.
I really enjoyed that game a lot. So looking forward to see what they do.
You don't even have to do the side quests. I'm always questioning.
No, you don't.
Like, okay, forget the game in general. What do we do with games on critical reception if they give something optional but it's not good? Do you put it into equation or do you not?
I do, because it's as simple as the fact that you included this as part of your game. If it had worked, like, let me give you The Witcher 3, for example. The reason why I love the story in that game so much, the story is decent. The side quests are what make people talk about that story on another level, because it's so on this high of a level compared to the normal story. Normal story is good. Side quests are amazing. So
if they would have just cut that content but didn't add anything else, now it's better.
I'm sorry, say that again. If they had done,
so like, let's say they cut the side quest, right?
Okay.
Or the ones that were bad and they only left good ones.
Oh, gotcha.
Good. They don't add anything new to the game, and now it's just a shorter game. Is it now a better reviewed game?
I think so. If that was the whole package, I would probably, because I think the core game of Final Fantasy VII Remake already was more than enough. I did the extra stuff because I was so obsessed with the game and I was loving it. But again, I was doing it knowing, okay, these side quests. I mean, this is like Nier Replicant. Nier Replicant is one of my favorite games ever. But the side quests, a lot of those side quests are not very good.
Now, Nier, I feel I have to do them because you need the weapons so you get more of the content.
Yeah, you don't have to do all of them, but you have to do.
Thank God, Final Fantasy VII, it doesn't do that. Yes, you can just straight up ignore them, and you're not going to get anything extra. It's not like you're going to get more story because you finished them all or anything.
I think to wrap it up, I think that if you are talking about a game's side quests, you have to include that, whether it's positive or negative, in the game. If it's part of the game, I'd say you have to. But then again, it's funny because I say that, and then I think also like some cases where like there's a crappy multiplayer mode or something. But I guess that's a little different.
I mean, I don't know what I think. I would need to sit on this way longer and come to some ultimate solution or something. But off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm still mixed on it. I really don't know what I would do there. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, a Wonder Woman game in the works by the Middle-earth Fear developers, Monolith. Monolith is great. First of all, if you just look at their history and anything they've made, it's like they've only made good things.
Yeah, they make good games.
So I don't know if you knew this too, but this game that they're working on, they have said that they're using the what is that system called that they used in the Middle-earth games?
Oh, the Nemesis system.
Yes, they are using the Nemesis system in this Wonder Woman game. Gotcha. That's crazy.
That is really cool.
So yeah, you're going to be like having to fight like different puzzles and tiers and deal with all of that.
It's pretty dope.
It's pretty cool. I mean, we don't know much at all about it. It was such a light tease thingy, so I don't know what to think on it yet.
Right.
But I can't see it being bad because anything else they've done has been great. And if anyone's to make it, I mean, outside of Insomniac, but they don't need to be making every one of these games. Like, Monolith is great choice.
They're good at what they do. I can't get excited yet. It's cool knowing that we're getting a Wonder Woman game, but
I need to know way more info. And the problem too is other Wonder Woman content, like those movies. I did not like them at all.
The last one especially was.
I mean, the first one was like okay, it wasn't bad, but the second one was actually bad. The
second one was freaking. Oh my god, that was horrible.
And then even that I don't know, what is that movie, Justice League or whatever. Even the Zack Snyder cut of it, I didn't like any of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of any of those movies, so
yeah,
we'll have to see. Hopefully, the video game can pull it off better than the movie. So
I shouldn't be attaching all of this recent Wonder Woman stuff to this, but it's just in my head. It's what I recently saw Wonder Woman stuff, and I'm just like, I don't care because of that. Yeah. Silent Hill creator unveils his new game, Splinterhead. This was super cool.
It was cool looking.
Destiny 2, The Witch Queen rolls out a narrative-focused trailer. Destiny 2, did you even ever play it at all?
So I played Destiny 1 a ton. Like, I was obsessed with it. I played Destiny 2 for a little while. I liked it. And then I kind of just fell out of it. I was there in the old days, though. Like, before this game got as good as it was, there was a lot of nights where we'd be running around the freaking planet for hours collecting resources because it was so bad. And now I know things are much better now. It seems like they have a good story now, which is great because they didn't when I was playing it. So it's been a while.
I dip in, dip out. I play maybe like 10 hours and I'm like, man, this is really good, but I'm still just not completely sold by it. And I eventually get kind of tired of it and drop out. Yeah. And I've been doing this since it's been out. I just kind of go in and out. And I like the game, but I don't love it. But the thing that always draws me to it is like, I really love its combat.
Yes, it's good.
I think it feels amazing, but it's Bungie, so it should feel amazing. And
I can't believe how great it actually feels. It's like top notch.
Yeah. Me, to be honest, I don't even really like the PvE stuff. I'll just jump on, treat it like a Halo game and play PvP and then bounce back off after I play it for a week or two of playing some PvP. Sure. But whenever I play any of the other content, I don't care at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I really just like the gunplay and just PvP side of it all.
I still have memories of Destiny 1. Us starting at like 10:30 at night. We all get on, we do a raid, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're still trying to beat it. Like, God. Like, those are great memories, and those are crappy memories at the same time.
Ex-BioWare devs revealed new Victorian-era survival game, Nightingale. I don't know. I was whatever on it.
I need a refresher on this because I don't remember this.
Telltale Games announced episodic game based on The Expanse. Sonic Frontiers is announced as first open world 3D Sonic game. It comes out holiday 2022. I'm pretty excited. I mean, we still don't know much on it.
We don't.
We got a little more, and it still looks cool. I'm still interested. I'm excited for a good 3D Sonic game, but they didn't actually show gameplay and how it would really work. So I really don't know what to ultimately think on it. But the idea, it sounds fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I want to know more.
Felt the same as I did with the Kirby thing. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I want to see like a big open world with these new characters and see how it goes. I think it could be good. We got to see more.
But Kirby showed actually a lot of gameplay. You understand how it's going to work. I still don't know how this is going to work is my issue. So I still don't know how to judge it.
I think Sonic's big problem has always been, his whole shtick is that he's super fast, and you can't have a game like that where you're constantly forever moving super fast. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I want to see someone nail it though, because I don't think it's an impossible task. I just think it's very, very, very hard task.
Yeah.
And they're making it hard for themselves because of the base idea of Sonic. But if they can figure it out and they can nail it, it could be incredible. So
it'd be great. Yep, agreed.
Next, Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course launches June 30th, 2022.
All right, I'm super excited about that, man.
Did you play and beat Cuphead? I did.
Oh my God. I played it multiple times. I played it on multiple systems. I love that game so much. So that really got me finally. I don't care that it's freaking 8 months away or 7 months away. I'm excited.
So, I listen to Last Stand a lot, and I know that Colin, it's too hard for him. But
Colin is funny. I don't understand.
I don't get that because anything else like 2D platformers like his stick, and he's really good at them.
That's why I'm confused.
Why ain't he good at this? It's the same premise. I don't understand.
I think Cuphead is challenging, but just like any other game where you have to try multiple times.
I don't think it's more challenging than Mega Man. I think it's on the same level, to be honest.
I agree with you. Thinking of Cuphead, the music, the charm, the art style, everything was so good in that game. So I cannot wait. How many years?
I mean, that is just like that is 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, it really did the best they could possibly do. I mean,
I totally agree with you. Let me see. It came out 2017. So, damn, we're going to be going on almost 5 years, 4.5 years by the time it drops, the DLC.
Oh, I also recently realized, I think it was yesterday, the day before, the Delicious Last Course DLC for Delicious Last Course.
Oh, duh. That?
I never caught that.
I did not catch that. That's funny. That's awesome.
And they call it like DLC Island, but they're abbreviating Delicious Last Course. And like, anyway,
I thought
that was funny.
That is clever.
Alan Wake 2 announced for 2023. This is dope.
Very cool.
When they did this last remaster, remake, whatever it was, made people be like, oh, this hasn't aged as well as I thought it has, and the game has a lot of broken parts to it, and it's not as good as I remember, and da-da-da. Well, yeah, I mean, it was an early 360 game, and it was one of those things to where, like, it was their sort of first into these ideas of these other games that they made a lot better as they went on. And so, yeah, it's not going to be good as their next project and the project after that and the project after that, because they got better and better as they went on. And so when you go back to that original, I do think that's just the reality of how it's going to be.
Sure.
But Alan Wake 2, now we get that, but we get the skill of their current status of this team.
Oh, yeah.
I'm incredibly excited for this.
Yeah, I still have to play the first one, but this happens to me all the time. I'll be on the fence. I want to play this game. It's been remastered. I want to get to it. And then they'll announce a sequel. I'll be like, okay, now I'm definitely playing it. And I always do. So I'm sure I will. I'm looking forward to it. I love that team. So, I'll definitely check it out.
I mean, just know it's a little rough, but I still think it's a good game. It's just like, it's a 7 or 8. But the others are more like 9 range, where this is more like a 7 or 8 range. So.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep.
Somerville gets eerie, intriguing new trailer.
This game looks cool.
Violation shows off new Saints Row gameplay trailer. Whatever on Saints Row. I don't know. I don't really care too much about that.
I have nothing to say about Saints Row.
Shape-shifting island hopping game. Chichika, however you say that.
Oh, that's the one.
This
Remember
is
that one?
Game where he turned into a turtle on the island.
God, that game was cool. Looks very cool. I want to play that.
You need to see this new trailer if you didn't see it.
I think I might have missed it.
Way better.
I'm going to check it out.
It looks awesome. I'm super excited. They showed a lot more gameplay side of things, so it's cool.
Okay.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands introduced us to its characters and story. Still a 2022 release year window. We don't know any dates. I think it looks cool, but again, it's still just more Borderlands, and I'm kind of whatever on it. But I've been playing Borderlands 3 just a little here and there because it's one of the 120 FPS games of like a newer looking game. And so I'm trying to just find more like higher frame rate games out.
Of course, yeah.
There's a lot of them of like they boosted like a 360 game or like an Xbox One game, but Borderlands 3 like recently came out, so a 120 version of like a way more like better looking game than like a 360 game or something like that. It's pretty exciting.
Right.
So like I have been enjoying it because I was initially going in just trying to see how it looked and felt and stuff like that, and I'm like, ooh, I'm pretty impressed by it. But then as I keep playing, it is a good game. I mean, forget the narrative and the story. It is cringe, but the game plays great. I mean, it would be fun to play it with somebody, but again, like, I don't know. I mean, I doubt I'm going to put too much time into it. There's better things I should be playing, but still, it's better than what I was giving it credit. The more I play it, let me just say that.
Enough.
Horizon Forbidden West, they got a new trailer. Release date February 18th.
I think it looks great. I mean, not much else to say about it. I'm going to play it. I can't wait. Okay. Now, I am going to play it for a week, and then I'm going to put it down when Elden Ring comes out, by the way. Just saying.
So, did you see that post I made? Because I regretted it and kind of reworded it later because it went in a direction I wasn't meaning for it to go.
Which group did you put in? Did you put in our group?
But it's rewritten now to more specify how I was meaning it to begin with. But here's what I initially said, and you'll understand what I'm getting at. Okay. So Hellblade 2, they showed off a trailer of that. And it's a mix of like gameplay and all that and cinematics and stuff. And it blew my mind. I thought that was the best looking. It is. I mean, it's the best looking video game I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Watch that trailer again if you need to, especially in like 4K, re-uploaded instead of the stream or whatever. I don't think there's a better looking game. So I saw that, and I think it came before the Horizon trailer. And so when I saw that, and then Horizon was a little after, and when I saw Horizon, I was like, "Ooh, wow, this is kind of looking like just another video game." And seeing like a next gen only game so wowed me. It was so to the point to where I saw a game that I recently thought, oh my god, Horizon 2 looks incredible. I can't believe it looks as good as it does. And then I see just that huge next level, and then where it makes like Horizon look not bad, but just like
right. I understand what you mean.
Way less in quality compared to that. I made a post, and then basically it just turned in this direction of like comparing the two games. And I really didn't mean for it to go that route, because I could say the same with, let's just say, God of War 2, because they were being like, well, Horizon's open world, and you can't make an open world look as good as you could like something that's way. Yeah, of course. And I agree. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. Let's just say God of War 2, because that's a lot more linear as well.
I get your point.
Be a better comparison to. But the bigger point I was making is like, this is proof that if it was a next gen only game, we could get visuals like this instead of having to care for making for last gen and current gen. And now we can only get this, because I don't think like the Xbox Series X is not way more powerful than the PS5. They're very similar. And I guess one team could be better than the other and blah, 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 blah in terms of visuals. But I think all it is just the fact of that's only on the current systems, and that isn't on last gen, to where Horizon and God of War are last gen and current gen. So it has to compensate for that, and it can never look as good.
Yeah.
And I want to reiterate something too, because when I say all of this, I have a lot of people fighting against that, being like, it doesn't work that way. They can scale back. It doesn't hurt the development.
Yeah, we've been over this so many times.
Okay. Who knows how tech works better than like Digital Foundry? Okay.
Right. They
just released this Matrix little thing, deep dive. It's like an hour long. In there multiple times, and even at the end, the guy says, this couldn't have been possible on last gen software. And this is proof that people need to drop cross-gen games and only focus on the new systems, because we can get stuff like this to where if they focused on both, it's not possible. And I'm like, if he's saying this, who else does this need to come from you to understand that this is actually the reality of the situation?
People are just stuck on it. I don't know why. I don't understand why, but it's clear. Like I now that I'm looking back at the post, I did see your post. I knew what you meant. I think that bringing up Horizon, obviously people get a little sour about it. Okay, fair enough. But I get your point. You're just saying that look at what we're capable of when you don't put it on the last gen. And Horizon happened to be a game that was on both. I get what you're saying. But
it even just happened to be what was shown next in the show, and that's why it was in my mind. I didn't mean to.
Right. It could be it could be anything. The point is, if you release it only on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, you're gonna have a different story than what you have now. That's it. It's clear cut as that. So.
And I could tell whenever I saw it. I mean, which is really weird. It's so crazy that a game that looks as good as Horizon Forbidden West actually looks kind of bad now. That's pretty mind-blowing compared to what it could look like if they just dropped the whole cross-gen thing. So
they need to be
I was just I'm going to keep hammering this, and I guess people can keep getting annoyed because it's just repeated stuff time and time again, but I just feel so strongly on it because I want it to happen so badly. I'm so ready for games to look like this Matrix thing we got to experience.
Yep.
I want things to look like this Hellblade we saw.
Agreed.
I mean, it looked incredible. Why wouldn't I want this? Why do I want to be held back? I don't want to be held back.
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, I mean, Hellblade, I was very impressed. I'm not even a huge... I promised Jesse I would play Hellblade again sometime, but I'm not a huge Hellblade fan. There was... Don't kill me, guys, please. But there was... The game, to me, as someone who values gameplay over everything, the gameplay was lacking in that game, in my opinion, okay? I didn't think it was that fun to play. The puzzles were pretty crappy. The story was really good. The audio was amazing. The graphics were pretty good for that middle ground level of a game. I thought it was a decent.
I played more than you, game. And I agree with all of that. So
yeah, I thought it was a decent game. I beat the game and
you
whatever.
Beat it? Okay.
Yeah, I did beat it. Yeah, okay. I saw it through. I played the whole thing. I thought it was an okay game. I really was not blown away by it. That being said, with that opinion, I think this looks incredible. Like I was like, oh my god, the whole thing with them fighting.
I just can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes.
It was crazy when I saw that first trailer. I was like, okay, well, I'm not really getting excited.
We're assuming like CG and it's more cutscene and it's not going to actually look like this. No, it actually looks.
Even this, although I'm excited, I know how these things go sometimes, and I'm hoping this is not what happens. But right now, them saying this is all gameplay and everything, I'm super excited because that looks incredible. I hope nothing changes.
They've proven their point with the last game. So remember when they first showed the last game and everyone's in that skeptical area because as they should, because so many games have screwed us over.
Right.
But when the game came out, it looked exactly the way they've been presenting it the whole time.
It did.
They never once changed it, never once downgraded it, anything, and it looked fantastic. So I believe them. They convinced me.
I believe them. I just, again, I'm just hoping when I play that game, it's like that. Because my God, if it is, that's crazy. It was a different vibe for me. Like it was still kind of like a creepy thing going on of the first Hellblade, but the first Hellblade was creepy because it was like demons in her own mind, and she's fighting for all this stuff. This one, I was like, whatever this creature thing like is,
Attack on Titan creepy.
Oh my God, that was so awesome! Like when they did the whole thing where they swing the oil and she lights it up and he comes chasing her. I was like, this is so. I can't wait to play this. This is like incredible. So I was very impressed. So
I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, of course. I got you, man.
Let's please try to focus on our current systems, please.
Yes, please.
Star Trek Resurgence is a new adventure game by ex-Telltale developers. Tellgame. That's not what they call it. What? Telltale, right? What is it? Tellgame.
Telltale? Is it?
Telltale is what it's supposed to be, right? I think. I don't know. Anyway,
if I remember correctly,
it's supposed to be tall.
Now I'm gonna look it up. I think it's Telltale. Telltale Games. That's what it is.
Unless they're talking about somebody else, but I thought they were talking about
them. Yeah.
Anyway, ex-developers of them. They're making a new game. It's a Star Trek game coming out in spring 2022. I know nothing about Star Trek, so I can't comment on this. So
yeah, I don't know much either.
You know anything about Star Trek at all?
I'm not even going to pretend to. So
okay, me either. All right, moving on. Forspoken gets a release date and new trailer. Releases May 24th for PS5 and PC. I am excited about this. I saw this new trailer and my excitement kind of went down. Actually, it's been going down. Like the first time they revealed it, I was super high on it, but as we've been getting more and more stuff, I've been kind of being less and less excited for it. I don't know. I'm still excited for like the gameplay and the way it looks and like the verticality of it and the speed and all of that stuff. It looks super awesome, but the more I'm seeing of the story, the less I'm like, it's looking really like corny and dumb and kind of not interesting.
Yeah, I gotta see more. There were a few trailers that I did like what was going on, but I do get the corniness of it too, like you're saying, for sure. I think the game looks really fun though. I gotta just see. Sometimes they throw you off. Like Horizon, when Horizon first dropped, and I saw it had leaked some gameplay, and I saw the NPCs talking and stuff. I'm like, this looks so bad. And then I played it, and I was like, okay, that was like a small chunk of it, and it's actually much better than that. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm glad it's coming to PC day one, though. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. I'm still gonna play it. I still think I'm gonna love it. It's just weird. I'm liking it less the more I see. Dune Spice Wars, new licensed strategy game coming in early access next year.
I was just talking to my brother about this because he's a huge Dune fan. I sent it over to him. He's like, "Oh my god, this is so amazing!" He's like, "Oh, it's only on PC." So I was like, "Oh, sorry."
Among Us VR coming out next year, no release date. Iron Galaxy announces Rumbleverse, no release date. This Rumbleverse is the ultimate cringe. I was like, no. I was like embarrassed for them watching it. It's like Fortnite, but somehow even more generic than Fortnite.
I'm gonna take a look real quick. Oh my god. Okay. I see what you're talking about.
It's crazy generic.
Super cringe. All right, next.
Rocksteady premieres the first gameplay trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Still only a 2022 release year date set on that. Well, yeah, we got to see first gameplay of this. Did you see this?
I actually missed this one. I need to check this out. What did you think?
It looks crazy good. Crazy good. I'm surprised because I've been quite down on this game. I have not cared at all, to be honest.
I'm just skimming.
But this gameplay looks great. The problem is I still don't like the idea of 4-player co-op thing. Why can't I don't want that. I don't. But yeah, I don't know. The gameplay looks great though.
It does look pretty good. Wow, I'm impressed.
It almost feels very with the orange soda and everyone turning.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yes.
If
you watch their flow, like how they move and stuff like that, it's very much like that. Even the shark guy, he moves like Sunset Overdrive. Is kind of funny, but
that's pretty cool.
It looks really cool. So, A Plague Tale Requiem shows off first gameplay release year 2022.
You played the first one?
Yeah.
Oh man, love that.
I played like half of it, and I don't know. I was liking it, not loving it, kind of deal.
Okay.
It seemed rough in many areas, but in other areas, I liked it a lot. So it's like it's very hard to judge. I don't know.
Yeah, to me, it was like another in terms of quality of the game. It was like Hellblade, the first one. It was like a middle tier. It wasn't AAA. It wasn't indie. Like somewhere in the middle. It had some rough edges, but it had a lot of potential. I thought the story was great, and I just love playing that game. So the fact that we're getting a bigger sequel and it looks good, pretty exciting.
So yeah, I mean, this and Hellblade, now that we got sequels with a lot more money, a lot more team and development put behind them, yeah, these could turn out really well.
Yep, very cool.
Dying Light 2 Stay Human gets a new trailer.
Dying Light 2 is becoming the new Deathloop. Like, I keep seeing it. Like, just release the game.
I'm kind of overseeing it. To be honest, they showed the new trailer. I didn't even watch it. I purposely walked
Whatever,
away.
I'm done.
I don't want to see more. Yeah.
I heard about this freaking game for like 5 years. My God.
I'm going to play it, of course, but I'm tired of seeing it. So
definitely.
Co-op horror shooter Gtfo got a surprise 1.0 launch that night.
You ever play this game?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I've played it, and we need to play it sometime. We need to get 4 of us together and play it sometime. It's extremely hard, very, very difficult. You start off with 4 people, you drop into like this. They're called oh my God, what are they called again? Shoot, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like a raid kind of thing. 4 people drop in. You're limited with your weapons. You have like certain perks. They don't make it easy for you at all. The enemies can kill you super easily. If you spook them, they come after you, and you have to just work your way through the raid, and it's really, really fun. Okay. It's pretty much just raid the game. 4 people.
I mean, you need 4 people. To be honest, I still have never played a raid in my life in any video.
Yeah, we should do it then.
So I've always wanted to. So
okay, we'll keep that in mind.
I want to play that. But yeah, it's now officially out. It's not in early access anymore.
It's pretty cool.
New trailer for a beautiful sci-fi fantasy game, Planet of Lana. Still only a 2022 release year.
I saw this one.
I think it looks, I don't know.
Looks cool.
Cool, whatever. I don't know. I need more info, I guess. I don't know. I still can't really. What am I doing? I don't know. The Matrix Awakens, an interactive Unreal Engine 5 experience, was announced and launched that same day. To me, this is my most important thing. Now, one, I'm a Matrix fanatic. Okay, it's like Matrix. To the levels of like Final Fantasy VII to me. If that's my favorite video game, this would be my favorite movies. I love it like kind of too much. So knowing that info, I could be very biased, and maybe it's not as big as I'm making out to be. But I think this Unreal Engine 5 showcase. Actually, Matrix aside, has nothing to do with the Matrix. The Matrix world and all that was cool, and they showed some really cool like Matrix stuff to like more lean on what this movie is eventually going to be when it comes here like 2 and 3 weeks. I'm really excited about all that.
Can't wait.
But okay, let's toss all this aside because that's nothing to do with Matrix anymore. There is a moment you get there's like 3 sections. The first 2 sections are Matrix related. The third section is, hey, you're dropped into a city and you can explore it, and it has nothing to do with Matrix, and they're just showing off the Unreal Engine 5 engine. So they're showing off like how cars work, how pedestrians work, how buildings work, how all the ray tracing and all of it works, how many objects they can all show at once with the engine and keep it running, all that. Okay, so I'm going to pull something up here. All right. Well, I was watching that 1 hour Digital Foundry video that broke it all down, and this is the best. This was many things I was thinking when I was experiencing it, and plus even more that I didn't notice and was like, oh, cool. And I went back and then realized that that was the case and all that. So I'm going to go through a few things that they've like said and talked about and stuff. One, there's essentially zero visible pop-in. I didn't see a single thing. They didn't see a single thing. Okay. You can zoom completely out as far as you could go. They're very, very little tiny objects of like a car or a building, whatever, anything, right? When you zoom completely out, not a single thing disappears or pops back in when you zoom back in. And it's a very, very big city, literally thousands of objects from a person to a car to buildings, whatever, okay? Probably in total a few 100,000 if you really zoom all the way out, right? And not a single thing goes away or comes back. Insane. Literally has never happened before.
It's nuts.
It's completely stable, and we've never seen this before in an open world game. Everything is there, regardless of how in or out you are, okay? It gives us a sense of realism and solidity that is truly striking, all the way to the point of you can zoom in on a chain link fence and they're actually geometry, meaning, you know, if you see any fencing or any like a thing that would have like a fencing is like the best example. You know, you walk away a little bit and, you know, you get the jaggedies and all of that stuff. These are just like an object like anything else is being treated, to where no jaggedies exist. Like, they're just,
it's crazy.
You see it as you see it, no matter how zoomed in you are. They say it's the first time I've ever seen this. It's absurd. It's really silly that this is a thing we notice, but it's really powerful because this has never been a thing we've noticed before in a video game. I'm going to send you here. Let me get the chat.
Yeah, I got to try this out today.
So if you like, you see how they have like super zoomed in on a fence here.
Right.
If you keep zooming out, that quality is going to stay the same. It's going to be smaller, but at any moment, it's not going to show any jaggies. As weird as that is.
Freaking nuts, man.
The density is only possible because of this. It's called nanite technology, but there's a lot of concessions when it comes to nanite. Basically, nanite can't be actually messed with. It has to, like, if you were to, like, let's say, okay, all the cars are made with this nanite technology, but if you were to crash the car with nanite, you wouldn't see any damage at all because nothing could change. It's just the substance of what it is, and that tech doesn't allow the change. So what they figured out how to work this so they can get this many objects on screen is the very moment the impact happens, it now switches tech to something that can then show damage. And then everything else is still using nanite, but then two objects in the world then start using a different tech. And then since it's only two objects, it doesn't hurt the engine. And so it can keep the rest going and put a little power towards using a different tech to have the other two show damage. And that way they can keep everything going and it looking as good as it does without a hurt on performance, you know.
Sounds pretty impressive. Jeez.
So they're saying that with last gen machines, it wouldn't be possible. And it's the perfect example of why it's time to let them go. A good example of why cross gen needs to go, because it's not feasible with last gen tech. It's just literally impossible.
Anyone can figure that out with a brain. Come on.
You guys have to check it out. Now, I've been seeing it in many, many groups. People making different posts being like, hey, I wasn't really impressed. One, with the gameplay. The gameplay is like kind of cringe. All it is like the best way I could describe it. And I think I've said it. I can't remember if I even said it during this show or before the show. But it's like some Blu-rays will let you interact with the film and let you use the remote and select things and an action will take place. But that's kind of how this gameplay feels. You're just kind of like, you could just hold down the trigger and you can select which tire to shoot of these vehicles. But the thing now, they're just trying to show off a showcase of like the engine. They're not making a video game. They weren't trying to make a video game. A lot of people thought that they were going into this to play a Matrix game. And that's not what's going on here. They're trying to show off Unreal Engine 5. Right. And they're just using, the Matrix as like a hook, because it does help with that a lot. Because, for example, the most impressive thing, and they also say in the Digital Foundry video, there is a scene You know the part in the first Matrix, right where it starts, where he's sitting at his computer and he like falls asleep at his computer.
Yep.
And it kind of like zooms out and here I'm gonna link it here. Here's the Google Images search. You'll see what I'm saying if you just click that. Yep. But it's the part where he's basically sleeping at his computer.
Okay.
And then someone sent him a message. He wakes up and starts interacting with it.
Sure.
They got this scene. Unreal Engine 5 shows it and all that, and that whole thing. It's not the film. It's actually Unreal Engine 5 taking place. It's all working in real time with the tech that they have. So it's actually in-engine footage. But even Digital Foundry didn't realize it till they talked to the developers and they told them what was going on and they couldn't believe it. And I still don't believe it. It looks exactly like the film.
You're crazy, man.
So they're able to go that far with it. Now, yes, you're not like walking around. There's not a million other, like, okay, the city, for example, there's so many objects going on and so many things moving and all that, right? But if you were to zoom in on one scene taking place of like in a single room and only having to worry about the objects in the room in one person, this is now how far you could take that scene and looking as real as it does with this engine. So knowing that's also the power here is insane.
It's freaking nuts, man. I'm gonna have to check this out today.
It's insane. We're here. Like the whole thing, though, why they stuck with the Matrix is they're running with this theme on what's reality and what's fake, and we're now blurring the lines between the two, and you can't tell what's real and what isn't. And they switch back and forth between real live capture like film, and then they'll switch back to the engine, and you can't tell when they switch back and forth. So they play that whole thing.
So what should I when I turn this on today? I should expect that it starts off with me in control of something, or I'm just looking at something.
No, so in the beginning, they're just having this presentation or whatever, and they're talking about the Matrix movies, and they're talking about the new one coming up, and they're talking about what's real and what's fake and all that. There's like a cutscene in the beginning, okay? But only maybe 5 to 10% is cutscene. 90% is real-time engine work, right? And you're trying to decide what's real engine work and what isn't. But there's no gameplay or anything. Anyway, but then this next part is a segment where you get to play this scene that takes place where you're like in a car and there's a bunch of cars around you and the agents are trying to jump on top of your car and you're trying to like shoot out their tires and trying to shoot the agents when they jump at you. Okay.
That's awesome.
It's a cool scene and all, but the frame rate drops a lot during it. And and that's what makes it like kind of cringe because there's so much happening. And they can't get it running smoothly, but it's a tech demo thingy. It's not like actually a full developed video game. You know, they spent, I think, like 6 months to a year sort of building this, but they're more building assets for Unreal Engine 5 and trying to get all these systems working so people can use it in future games and stuff like that. It's not for a Matrix game or anything. Okay. People are getting the wrong idea there. People are thinking like it's a teaser for a game or something. It's not. It's trying to show off the engine. So anyway, so like that little part there, the frame rate drops to like 25, fluctuating between 25 and 30, and it goes back and forth like a ton during that scene.
Gotcha.
And then the rest of the game is set at 30 FPS. Now, in the Digital Foundry video, they also state that, hey, 30 FPS kind of sucks. Video games are now 60 now and all of that. You know, they were also talking to developers and having that whole discussion. And they're just saying, well, these are the assets here. It's just going to take optimization and take time to get things running well and all of that. So don't expect like a game out of this or a 60 FPS experience or anything like that. This is more to understand the tech behind everything and see what things like. It's all built with ray tracing. Okay. So it's all hardware ray tracing. It's not software based or anything. From the shadows to the lighting to the reflections, all of it's ray traced on top of that as well too. So, but know that, okay, now this is the base. And then of course you build from that. And then, if you got it working 60, maybe it would have to look a little worse or a lower res or something like that to make it all possible. But it doesn't matter because even on Xbox Series S, they got it working at the same frame rate as the others, and all the tech is also there. they just lowered the resolution and now was able to run on that. So meaning all you would have to do to get higher frame rate for other systems that are more powerful, hey, you lower some resolutions, you do this, you do that. But they have all the tools accessible. Like even in the demo, you can lower the population or you can lower the amount of cars, and now it will run more stable than it would otherwise or whatever.
Right.
So
right.
Anyway, I'm saying all this because there's a lot of discussion I'm reading all over the internet of people saying that it's a bad game showcase or something like that, but it's not a game.
Well, it seems like they're, you have to understand the point of it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, I'll have thoughts for sure for next week because I'm gonna check it out today probably. So
I think it's the most impressive showcase of engine I've ever seen. Now, in terms of a game, no, but it's not a game, so.
Right, anyway.
All right. New Elden Ring trailer was shown. I didn't even watch it. I purposely didn't watch it. I chose not to because I'm kind of done seeing it. We've seen enough already.
Looks incredible.
Apparently, the teapot guy walked on stage, but I missed all of it because
I saw that part. That was kind of funny.
Okay.
I thought the rumor was going to come true that they were going to be like, oh yeah, and now there's an open network test for everyone, but they didn't do that. So
okay. Embark Studios premieres new co-op shooter Arc Raiders 2022 release year set. The game looked really cool, but it's another one of these like live platform multiplayer shooter kind of things. How many can we possibly have? So I'm kind of bummed about that. Like I kind of wish it was more focused than just another like
sure, of course.
I don't know, online live game thing. The first trailer for Paramount Plus's live action Halo series was shown.
Didn't really show much. Pretty standard. Yeah. I mean, it looks cool, but
it looks very cool. But it was so short. You're right. That how do you even know what it is? So I want to see more. You can tell that they're putting a lot of, I guess, money and care and time behind it. It all looked super, super professional of what was shown. Mm-hmm. It's just not enough was shown to really tell what exactly is going on. So.
Yeah, agreed.
Scorn breaks his silence. I don't know if you know anything about Scorn, but
I do actually.
Okay,
I've been
it's gonna have a release date of October 2022. It's been getting delayed multiple times. This game does look really, really cool. It's a horror game, first person, looks super creepy, looks super awesome. It is next gen only, or no, current gen now. I gotta remember to keep saying that, but it's not cross or anything, and you can kind of tell. I mean, these visuals are insane.
Yeah, the way that they do like the guns are like all made of freaking bones and skin and stuff, and the way it crunches and everything. Cool. I'm like, that's really cool.
I love the premise.
I'm all in for that.
And
one.
it looks almost too scary to where I'm gonna have a hard time playing it. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have to play with the lights off, music turned up, and I'm just gonna be like freaking out every 5 minutes and having to put it down and pick it back up because I'm too scared. So.
Yeah, it's definitely creepy. So looking forward to that one.
That was it for the game awards. So ended at the Halo series bit there at the end.
Right.
That is a ton of announcements and stuff to show and all of that. And so, yes, there was a lot less focused on the actual awards side of it all. And just balance, find a better balance, but I think they're doing a good job otherwise.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, they can keep tweaking it as we go. We'll see what our opinion is next year. I know some people hated it, some people loved it, and I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. I liked a lot of what I saw, and others probably not. But anyway, I'm fine with it. I'm not losing sleep over it. So
I'm with you there. So moving on from that. But yeah, Sony has acquired Valkyrie Entertainment. It's a support studio who has worked on many video game releases from God of War to Halo to League of Legends to Forza. They've worked on a ton of big titles, but they've always worked support. But Sony has now acquired them, which is good. Like they need the help they can get for further development. And not that they're doing anything bad, they're doing great. But of course, it's only going to help you if you get like people that just understand game development well, and it's helped on many big game releases. Like that's definitely a plus for them. So
yeah, totally.
You're not going to get any new like IPs or new games or stuff like that out of this, but you're going to get way better video game development out of this.
It can only help. So
yeah,
always a good extra thing to it. I mean, they've worked on big games, so
yes. Banjo Kazooie joins Switch Online expansion next month. So last month we got Paper Mario. Next month we're going to get Banjo Kazooie. So they're following this formula, I guess, of one game a month now. So, okay, that's pretty cringe. I guess in 6 months we'll get our Majora's Mask, which I don't even care about anyway because I'm not even
at
paying
this point.
any of that.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm just, just pointing out the joke still. Okay. And then we can go into what we're playing or what we're watching, which I'm not playing too much right now.
Yeah, I've been, as you can see, my list is pretty short this week. I'll just keep it simple. I mean, I'm still playing Bravely Default 2. Every time I feel like the game, I've gotten to the point where I've broken this game. My setup is so good. Every boss right now that I'm fighting, I have to stop, change everyone's jobs, add new abilities. Hey, if you grind out 2 more levels, you'll get this ability from White Mage. I need that ability on everyone. Turn everyone to a White Mage, go grind out 5 more levels, and now we all have this ability. Now switch back to what you need. Just depending on the boss, the game is very good at keeping you having to switch it up. You can't just steamroll the game with one job setup,
Yeah.
Which I like. So it's incredibly hard though. I will say, it's getting super freaking hard, this game. I'm a level 50 and it's very hard. So, but I'm loving it. It's great. So what more can I say about that? And then of course, Halo Infinite multiplayer. Same old stuff. I'm really happy we're getting 3 new playlists on.
Well, we haven't mentioned this yet, so
we haven't even discussed it. Yeah, let's just bring it up now. So they mentioned, they've been hearing our feedback. They are implementing 3 new playlists on Tuesday, which is a Slayer playlist, which of course everyone's very happy about that. Fiesta, which I actually like playing Fiesta sometimes. It's pretty fun. If you're not familiar, every time you spawn with 2 random weapons and 1 random piece of equipment, which is, it's a fun.
It gives people a chance to try out new weaponry and without it being ranked. So let's say you're playing a serious match and now you pick up a weapon you don't know how to handle it and all that. Well, this is a good way to get comfortable with a lot of different weapons, but still having a fun match with it,
Yep, agreed. And then the last one is SWAT, which I really like SWAT. I like hey, quick, see the person with the B, and you have a BR and a pistol, I'm assuming, probably. Shoot them in the head once, they die. That's always a fun, pretty intense game mode. So I'm really happy that they're
hardcore
listening.
Halo.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really happy that they're listening. They're giving us these playlists. Now, just because Slayer is
very
out,
soon. This is next week, right?
Yeah, Tuesday, actually.
Okay, awesome. Dang. So in a few days.
In a few days, yeah.
I mean, by the time this episode comes out, it will be live.
It'll be live, yep. So the fact that there's a Slayer playlist now doesn't mean that I'm never going to play Objective again. It's just nice when we want to play Slayer, we can play Slayer. So that's all we've ever wanted.
We mentioned this before, but it needs to be reiterated. It's really nice because people that want to play Slayer are stuck with objectives, right? And they're just wanting to kill people. They're not playing the objective.
Exactly.
Now they can actually go into a Slayer playlist, and now the people going to the objective ones are actually going to focus on the objective.
Yes,
I hope.
Yes. I hope so too. I mean, I don't see why not, but yeah. I think this is great. I hope that this is actually in ranked as well. I don't know that detail because they didn't clarify.
Yeah, that's a good question.
But I hope it is part of ranked as well. And then the other thing they said is they want to retool some of the challenges. They want to make challenges that are not specific to certain game modes, which is awesome. Please do that.
Yes.
They want to make the weekly.
They're listening. They're listening though.
They
are everything we're saying.
Yep. Cool. I can't take that away from them. They're definitely listening and making changes. They also are going to make the weekly reward more attainable, which another fair one. Don't give me get 15 kills with the freaking disruptor or something that's hard to get kills with. The disruptor I fired a few times and I switched to another weapon that can take them out, So I'm
never going to get a challenge like that. Yeah, you're right.
It's just too much. And the weekly rewards, I don't think I've gotten even one yet, probably. So so I'm really happy they're listening. They're making changes. That's all awesome. So
now I will say too, before you continue, I was wrong. I need to admit I'm wrong when I was wrong, but I was making a big fuss about them. Why are people reviewing a beta when we haven't gotten the game yet? Yeah. We don't know what it's gonna do. Now, I mean, I still don't get why people would be doing that, but I was wrong in the sense of, I guess, expecting them to have it all figured out and fixed by release. They didn't. When they released it was in the exact same state.
It's here we go. Here's the same game.
I really thought they were going to change it, and they didn't. So.
But you know what? They're listening, and
Okay, so what? Okay, I was wrong, but hey, a week later we get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I there's no point in me complaining about things they didn't do yet. I'm caring about right now. What are they doing? So if they're telling me you're going to put this Tuesday, I'm already going to have this Slayer playlist, and SWAT and
cool.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Free for All is the other one, which I'm super. You know the reason why I like Free for All so much is
I like Free for All.
I love Free for All because like my mixtape playlist. Like what I mean by that is like I get the best videos and clips from Free for All because it's awesome. It's like I'm running down the hallway.
So many kills in one string.
I'm running down the hallway. I see two guys. I take one out. Other one takes my shield. I throw a grenade, kill him, turn around, melee some guy. I'm like, oh my god, this is just I love.
The best weapon for Free for All. What I always try to find is a shotgun. Of course, you get a shotgun, and you get in a narrow hallway.
Man, I cannot.
You almost kind of camp that hallway, and you're just checking every entrance with your shotgun and just blasting. It's the best.
So to clarify, Slayer, Fiesta, Free for All, and SWAT. Those are all coming on Tuesday, which is really, really cool. I mean,
awesome. God, I'm excited.
Super excited.
That's changing the game, dude. That's
gonna be major. Yeah, totally. So yeah, we'll see about that. The only other thing I got this week is last night I went and watched Eternals with my wife. Because I wanted to catch up on, all the Marvel movies. I mean, I've seen all the Marvel movies, but I hadn't missed.
Well, I was cringing at these trailers. What do you think?
So I didn't really. For some reason, this movie when it was first coming out, it passed me by. Like I didn't see any trailers. I just all of a sudden people are saying, "Oh, I watched Eternals." I'm like, "Eternals? What's Eternals?" And then next thing you know, it's out. So overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. It wasn't a bad movie at all. They had a lot of characters in it. Like there's like 10 Eternals or something like that. So I was worried that the movie was not going to really
spreading too thin between different people.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. And overall, it ended up being like out of the 10, there was maybe one or two that I feel didn't really get that much time. But they did a pretty solid job. The movie's super long too. 2 hours and 37 minutes or something like that. But I like that they're starting to build the MCU up again. When Iron Man and Captain America were coming out and they're like slowly linking them together. Yeah. I feel like that's what they're starting to introduce new characters here. And I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. Well worth watching. Some really famous people in there too. Like Angelina Jolie's in there. The dude from Silicon Valley's in there.
I saw the casting. The casting's crazy good. Yeah.
Nuts. The guy from Atlanta's in there. I can't remember any of these people's names. There was someone else who was famous in there. But Jon Snow. And then the guy who plays Jon Snow in Game of Thrones is in it. Kit Harington. So it was good. I liked it. I thought it was pretty entertaining. So I'm looking forward to Spider-Man next weekend now. I'm sure I'll have something to say about that. I'll see it Saturday and we'll record Sunday. So definitely looking forward to that one. But yeah, that's it for now. Psychonauts 2 is coming back. I'm going to start playing that again probably today at some point. So
I've been Halo Infinite. I've been playing the campaign. There's a lot to say here, and I'm going to try to be quick here. So let me start with this. So I was listening to GameScoop. It's IGN's overall gaming podcast. Do you know Sam from IGN? He's been in a lot.
Sam Claiborne?
He was yes.
Yeah.
He was Nintendo podcast a lot, but he jumps around others.
Yep.
But his main one is this GameScoop. Now, he is going on this rant, and I'm just being like, yes, in the phone the entire time, wishing he could hear all my yeses. But he's saying that this is easily the best shooter in years, okay? And he's talking campaign, okay? He's not even talking multiplayer.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild, he was huge on, right?
Yeah, he was.
Insane looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. Nothing comes close in terms of his excitement. He's playing this. He's excited because he is into Halo. He really likes the Halo universe. He really agrees with everyone where Halo 5's campaign is not good, right? 4 is good, but multiplayer is bad. Whatever. The same sort of things we already know, whatever. So he wasn't really too hyped on it. But he's playing through, it's all the little questions that we had about the Halo stuff is all being answered in this game. So the story is incredibly good. He wasn't expecting the story to be as good as it is. Very well done.
Sure.
There is many missions to where it's not just an open world. It actually brings you along a classic Halo mission. Okay. And it goes back and forth between the two. But he just kept harping on because of the grapple hook, the grapple, whatever they call it. I forget what they even call it.
The grapple shot or something like that.
Grapple shot, that's it. Nothing else plays like this, feels like this. It's very original gameplay, really very original feel because it's a open world where it feels almost like Breath of the Wild, but you have a grapple hook the entire time. and the gameplay is Halo, you know, so you're going to these camps, wiping them out. Like, he was saying that he very hard disagreed on people trying to compare it to like a Far Cry or like any open world like FPS, because yes, there's like encampments that you can go and take them down and then earn the encampment, but that's like where it starts and where it ends. The gotcha. Approach, the way it works, just the way it feels, the way you're handling it, all the secret, there's skulls all over the entire map. So in any Halo, you have these skulls, you know. But in this game, it's a big open world. So skull could be like at the very top of a mountain in a random cave, or it could be like underground a base, and you would never even know unless you found a secret latch to unlock some like secret compartment in one of the rooms in a base or something like that. They're insanely hard to find. Way harder than Korok seeds or something like that.
Okay.
Not as many, but there still like 100 or 200, some crazy amount of skulls. But they're hidden in ridiculous places. So he's a big guides person. So he's been working on this whole time. And because of this, he's appreciating the game a ton, because they're in the most ridiculous, you would never even imagine it would be here kind of places. He's on this, like, this is like the next Breath of the Wild, but now Halo kind of level. Okay. And he's so into it. Anyway, I'm saying all this to say I'm there with them, and I'm saying these same things to where I'm completely shocked, and no one's even focusing. When I watched any of the reviews, that's what I don't get.
They didn't focus on that.
They didn't, not at all. I didn't see a single one where outside of maybe like a sentence of being like, oh, you know, there's a lot of secrets in the open world. They mention it very briefly, but they're not talking it in the manner of like the exploration. Like, it's Halo, but it's now, the way I've been wording it is, we've had like Elder Scrolls games to where now everything's huge and open, and we're exploring a ton, and we're taking in this big, huge world, which we've never done in other games. Breath of the Wild took this next level where it add physics and combat, of like a good combat system and crazy physics to the equation, right? To like an Elder Scrolls sort of big open world. Halo is now doing that with a first-person shooter and adding the Halo physics to it. So it's not Breath of the Wild physics of like fire and wind, No, this is just like, you know, the ridiculous Halo physics that exists of like putting a shield up and then blasting a tank and then shooting super high across the map. All these weird like Halo glitch thingies. It's just riddled. This game is riddled with him, and it's so much fun to find. Like, you could like rig up to where you can get like a Scorpion tank, but somehow bring it along with you as like just the weapon. So you're shooting these like tank missiles, but walking around, you're just blowing crap into pieces. But it's so fun exploring all of the creative things you can do. Like when you're playing the Halo multiplayer, you know, there's so many clips out there of people just doing ridiculous stuff.
Gotcha.
The campaign adds way more experimentation to the equation, only because, especially the grapple hook, it's on a cooldown. So no longer you have to find this piece of equipment. You just have to wait. You know what? Okay, use it 3 to 5 seconds before you can use it again, but you can level it up so where the cooldown's quicker.
So it's quicker, okay.
So all the time you're just like grappling up a mountain, you're using the grapple to sort of swing your way around things. You're grappling objects to pull them towards you. You're grappling stuff to push towards a monster. There's so many ways you can use it in very clever ways. So it's
pretty awesome.
I'm so like into this game. I did not imagine. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I was like, this is incredible. And anyway, so that's that. I can't say anything better. But yes, it's incredibly important that you've played them.
Yes,
I have played and beat them all, but I did watch a recap because I forgot what all happened in Halo 5, especially a lot of it. Okay. But it's actually really important. You're going to have to play it.
I'm going to play all of them, and I know people say, hey.
It's bad. It is really bad, but you have to know what happened because this takes immediately after 5. It's basically Halo 6.
Okay, so another thing. So people told me, hey, you don't have to play ODST and Reach, but I can't do that. I just don't operate that way. So I'm going to do ODST.
There's actually, now people didn't know this going in. Infinite actually has a lot of ODST stuff.
Okay, great. So right now my goal is to play
not as much, but ODST.
I'm still gonna play it anyway though. Anyway, my goal is to play ODST, then Reach, right, and then Halo 4, I believe, and then 5. And I'm even going to play Halo Wars 2 because Halo Wars 2, according from what I read, takes place right after 5, I think it is.
Yes.
So I want to play that too.
It's also important. Yeah.
I'm going to play those 4, and then I'm going to jump into Infinite. So
now, Halo Wars 2 doesn't have a lot of story content in it, but what's in it is important. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I just want to play all of them.
I think Halo Wars 2 is just a fantastic game anyway. So
right.
I think that's better than 4 and 5.
All right.
Anyway,
cool.
Looking forward to it. It's amazing. I can't say. Anyway, we'll get to it, but now I have to put this into the equation of Game of the Year talk. So, Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better. I played it last night for another 2 hours. It's been a really good game to where I can kind of hop in, make some progress, quit, do it again in a few days. And I'm finding really good points to start and stop. I'll finish a quest or two, or I'll get to a new area that I've been trying to get for a while, but I'll die along the way and all of that. So eventually I'm like, okay, I finally got to where I was trying to go. Let me save it and pick it up the next day. But it's so much fun because it's so hard. It's if it wasn't as hard as what it was, I don't think the enjoyment would be nearly as high, because kind of the whole point of the game is the struggle of getting from point A to point B. So you can restock, you can refreshen up, you can maybe you found 4 demons along the way, right? If you die, you lose them all. But if you get to the next point, okay, I can now make this new demon that I've been wanting to for a long time, but I finally have the demons to fuse to make this possible and all that, so I can get this skill that will maybe heal my entire party as we're battling, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very cool, man. It's amazing. And then I've been playing this really weird game.
I looked it up.
Camino Heroes on Stadia. If you see video of it, you'll think it's kind of lame, but the game, it feels so good. And what I didn't understand, because I just saw videos, I didn't care about it at all, but then I just started playing anyway, because it's just instant play. And I was just going through and trying all the games they gave in the last month or two of the free ones. I don't know why, but this game's the coolest 2D platformer game I've played in such a long time. It's so fun. But you pick between 4 different characters, and they're all very unique with their own different powers. The fox I picked can basically copy other enemies and put it as his own image. And then, but the gameplay feels so great, the jumping and the attacking and the ninja star things I throw or whatever like that. It's feels super tight. It's super fun. The level design is crazy good. I don't even know who made this, how made it. I've heard nobody talk about it, but when I'm playing this, I'm like, dude, this is I'm having more fun with this than I was that game that I was completely blown away by, that Yacht Club game, the ninja game. I think this is even better than that, way better. Okay. It has so many cool original ideas, and the gameplay is super well done, and it's so much fun, and it looks great. And I'm just this is some top tier 2D platformer thing going on here. What's happening? I'm blown away by it.
That sounds awesome.
People need to, yeah. I don't know how you can play it. I don't know what other platforms it's even on. I know nothing about the development side of this or the teams or anything, but all I know is this game was so much fun to play. Let me see. Okay, it's on all platforms. PlayStation 4, Windows, Switch, Xbox One. I guess Switch.
Probably be a good, decent place to play. I mean, the graphics are not something...
What are the reviews even saying here? Let's see. I'm crazy strong on it. I mean, it's in the 7s, but...
Okay, I mean, it's not too bad.
A lot of games get 7s on Metacritic that are some of your favorite games.
Right.
Anyway, okay, but I had to mention that. It's super fun.
Interesting.
New games coming out. So, Legend of Mana released on iOS and Android December 8th. That's cool. The Gtfo dropped December 9th.
Yep.
Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. I need to play this. This looks really awesome. December 13th. I did see that. Speaking of the Last Stand, was it Dustin? He got to play it early, and he actually super loved it. He was really high on it. Among Us, December 14th.
Coming to everything finally.
Coming to all the platforms. The Smurfs, Mission Violet Circumfastic Edition.
Smurftastic Edition.
Is that a PS5 only game? I don't know. PS5, December 14th.
See the power of PS5 with Smurfs Mission Violet Smurftastic Edition.
Watch it being like the game of the year. Alien Isolation coming to iOS and Android December 16th.
Someone has a death wish.
That's actually kind of dumb. Like, why would you want? I don't know. That game's great, but you want it on a small little screen?
That's I don't think so.
Please don't play it on your phone. Play it on a TV. I mean, you can shoot it to your TV, but then you'd get lag and all. I don't. Just don't do that. All right. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate December 16th for PC. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach PS5, PS4, PC December 16th. The Gunk. This is cool. This is
that was kind of cool. I saw that.
It's the devs who made SteamWorld Dig. That's what it is. It's the SteamWorld Dig people. December 16th. Also Game Pass Day 1. Before we end the show here, I'm going to have a slight little tangent. So I saw this thread getting tons of comments, and I just thought it was super cringe. Here's what the video says in the description.
Okay.
AAA gaming is basically on life support right now. Almost every big new game that comes out is a flop or is mediocre at best. From Cyberpunk to Battlefield to Call of Duty to Far Cry 6. And first of all, Far Cry 6 is not mediocre at best. That's
no, not at all.
Anyway, GTA Remastered are all these examples he's given, and to prove that AAA gaming has gone down the dark path, and everyone, they're only caring about monetizing people, and all these games are crap, and everything is gone. AAA gaming, there's no good AAA games anymore, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's go down all the AAA games that came out just this year, okay? Atlas is AAA. Shin Megami Tensei 5, okay? Bethesda is AAA. Deathloop. Sony is AAA. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Capcom is AAA. Resident Evil 8. Bandai Namco is AAA. Scarlet Nexus. Capcom is AAA. Monster Hunter Rise. You're telling me all these games. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Square Enix is AAA. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Microsoft is AAA. Age of Empires 4. Microsoft is AAA with Forza Horizon 5. Microsoft is AAA with Psychonauts 2. How many games here?
But Cyberpunk last year. But Battlefield. Come on.
I listed how many games just this year that are AAA.
Oh my God. People are so freaking hyperbolic. Like, okay, can we all agree that there are some games that come out every year that there's no excuse, they're broken? Yes, of course we can agree on that. Does that mean the state of AAA gaming is basically on life support? No, I don't think so. I think there's games coming out. When you ask people to do like their top 5 games of the last 20 years, a lot of the games are going to be in the last 6, 7, 8 years because so many damn good games are coming out in recent times. You know, you get a game of like the production quality of The Last of Us 2, and then you'll have like Battlefield 2042. I mean, there's no excuse for that, but let's not act like that's the majority because it's not. So,
yeah.
We know that.
I just had to say that. And, you know, you see a lot of these crazy clickbait articles and videos on how horrible AAA gaming is right now. No, we're in a fantastic state. Please stop. Okay.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree. Now, because I disagree with those people, we should call it out when it does come out. And it is crappy because that should be pointed out.
Yes.
Because, again, it's not a common thing. And we can't let it become a common thing.
Yeah.
I'm totally in agreement. Mine is pretty straightforward, a little more specific. I'm tired of people telling me that Halo needs to be more like Call of Duty or like other games. Halo is Halo. Halo is its own thing. There's a reason why Halo is still around over 20 years later because people like Halo for Halo. Every time Halo has tried to be more like the other games, they didn't get the same reception. I've played all the Halo multiplayer games a lot, and Halo 4 multiplayer was okay. I didn't like the loadouts didn't work for Halo. That's not what Halo's about. Halo 5 multiplayer was really good. But again, there's too many things
try
going
to copy the other people.
Right. They got everyone can do thruster as much as they want. Everyone can run and charge and do a burst and kill someone in one hit. You can do a ground pound flying down from the air. These are all things that Halo's not about. Okay, like I just don't think it's necessary. So when Halo finally goes back to its roots, and not to say like make it old, but they go back to their roots. Equipment is back now.
They proved their old formula with Infinite, did they not?
You're not going to be better than me because you've played longer than me, okay? Everyone starts on even footing. Now, there's power weapons and there's equipment that appears on the map. Okay, we all have equal opportunity to get it, right? That's what I like about it.
Yes.
No one starts off one match. I might have really good luck and get the rockets, the cloak, and something else, but it's not really just luck. But that's not even luck. It's not luck. It's also me getting
skill to get to the items.
It's me getting to the item, knowing where it is, and also my team doing a good job backing me up. You know.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I've had disagreements with people who say, when I say that you start off on equal footing in Halo, that it's more of an illusion because, well, you can grab the rockets, you can grab the sniper, but again,
everyone has an opportunity to grab it at the same level. I don't understand.
Everyone has the opportunity to do it. If me, you, and 2 other people play a game and we start off, and you know that level of the streets in Halo where the rockets or the cinder shot is in that middle staircase. Right. I love that level. Yeah. Right. You guys start on this side, or excuse me, for audio people, I start at the right side. You start at the left side. Our teams start in the middle of the stairs, purposely placed in a very wide open area. Directly in the middle is a power weapon. Okay. So it's going to come down to A, who's thinking in their head right away, I got to grab the rockets right away. Also, is your team backing you up? Are they marking? Did Tim mark the one guy? Yeah. Did Dave mark the one guy? Did we all shoot at that guy?
A lot of people may run all towards it, but now it's a huge kill fest, and it's going to be more dangerous to even go for it when you can just go off to the side and then slowly kill them and stuff like that. Or because people always think that maybe a lot of people aren't going to go to the middle, so maybe you should go to the middle. You have to really feel it out. Every match is going to play out differently.
I just love that everyone is starting off the exact same way. That's what I like about it. Everyone has the same weapons. I didn't play 20 more hours than you, so I have the BR with this attachment, and you have the AR. Like I don't like that at all. And to branch off from this, I'm just really tired of all these people talking about Halo and saying, well, it needs to have a battle royale. It needs to be like this. It needs to have loadouts. It needs to have a shorter time to kill. Like, no. Leave Halo how it is. Halo is what it is. They have perfected something here. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to be like everyone else. And that's why it works so well. You know, a lot of these streamers who stream Warzone every day, Warzone's a fine game. I'm just tired of it because to me, it's like I'm over battle royale and I'm over Call of Duty. But they say stuff like, if Halo had Battle Royale, I would drop Call of Duty right now. Like, well, to me, that sounds like you're tired of playing Call of Duty and you're still playing it because you don't want to lose your audience. But I guarantee if you're an entertaining streamer and you move over to Halo, you might have some people drop off. But once you get going in Halo, I'm sure it will pick up and people will still be interested. People like watching Halo. So, yeah, that's my rant. I'm so tired of hearing it. It's always the same thing. Halo needs to be this. Halo needs to be that. Just Halo's got it. Halo's great. Halo has things that no other game has.
Let Call of Duty be Call of Duty. Let Battlefield be Battlefield. We don't have to mix and match.
I think it's just as big a deal in Call of Duty when you get 5 kills in a row, you get a helicopter, right?
Yeah.
I think Halo's equivalent to that is the fact that I get 4 kills in a row and he goes, overkill. To me, that is just as important, if not more important. I love that. It just gets me so pumped up. It keeps my momentum going.
But no, you get rewards. You get little badges thingies. You can always look and see. Like you can look at your match history and you can be like, oh, well, I got 30 badges of me getting a 4-kill streak. But
I just think the announcer in the game is so damn good, and it even changes the way you play. You hear double kill, triple kill, killing spree, and you might change the way you play now. Oh, now I'm going to be a little careful now. I don't want to die anymore. You know.
But if they rewarded people of like, okay, let's say you get 5 kills, and now you do get a more powerful weapon because of that, and now you're exponentially getting even more kills. That changes the whole balance of the entire game.
Right.
That makes the people. You're not equal footing anymore. So the person that only had 2 kills, right, half the match. What if the second half of the match they played a lot better and they started doing really good all of a sudden? That would never happen because now you just gained 10 more kills in the last 2 minutes and you won the game. And you never even got the opportunity for that other player to maybe catch back up.
Yep, agreed. And for anyone who says that it's not fair with the power weapons and things like that, they make it so clear. They literally put rockets incoming, and then it's a 5-second timer. Or before that,
everybody
they'll say it to everybody. 30 seconds, and then when it gets to the 5 seconds, they'll announce it again. So now you all have a chance to veer off from what's going on. You make a decision. Am I going to back Tim and Dave up fighting this guy right now? Or do they have it handled and I'm going to go grab the rockets in this moment?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I love about Halo. I love that everyone has a fair chance. No one's behind, and that's that. So anyway, that's my
teams
that's
can
my
come back and win the game from way
oh my God,
far behind.
I've seen it so many times.
That won't happen if we didn't have it the way we have it.
Like, exactly. And I've also seen on an individual level, I can have the BR and I'm getting shot at by 2 people with the pistol, or let's say they pop me twice in the back. I turn around. I still have a chance to win this fight, depending.
Yep.
Or I might run away.
It's the best feeling when you don't even see them. They get the shot on you, and you still kill them. It's so
and
great.
You get the reversal medal. So anyway, I just love this game so much, man. I'm excited to see where it goes. So
where are you at? Are you still playing more ranked?
I am. I'm at Platinum 5 now, I think. Dave's a freaking Diamond 6 or something. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, God.
I need to catch up. But Onyx is like the top, obviously. So it goes Platinum, Diamond.
I've been obsessed with the campaign, so I haven't played multiplayer.
Oh, yeah. When I finish Psychonauts, I'm going to get back. You're going to see me playing Master Chief Collection.
I'm telling you. Like, I don't know how else to better say it, and it sounds cringy because Breath of the Wild, but it's totally Breath of the Wild of Halo. It just is.
I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm excited. So
all right. Well, anyway. that'll do it for this week. You got anything more to add before we close out of here? No, I think we covered it all. Let's hope by the time we talk next week, I'm going to come back here and say I'm so far into Psychonauts 2. It's awesome. Tim was right. I love this. Please. That's what I'm hoping to say to you guys next week. But otherwise, yeah, man, we'll be back. Hey, even if you come back and trash on it, I just want to hear you played it. Okay. That's my point. I need to have spent at least I'm going to say 5-6 hours at least. That's what I'm aiming for. All right, because I know how great that game is. Anyway, we'll get into that. Yeah. I'll see y'all. All right, take care, guys. Bye.